Greetings Nerdlist aficionados, and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today we're taking a look at Wolverine, who sometimes seems to be everybody's favorite X-Man, or at least the one the least likely to get his book cancelled. Well, despite stories where this one man has taken out entire teams of people, he's also been defeated by many mutants, some his friends and fellow X-Men, and sometimes his adversaries. I'm gonna tell you all about them, because I love Old Man Logan, but bro, there are limits. I'm Sasha, and these are the top 10 mutants who defeated Wolverine. Number 10, Cyclops. The rivalry between Scott and Logan is legendary at this point, and it's not just all about Jean either. Even when she's not there, they still can't get along. She's usually not there because she's temporarily dead. It's fine, it's a thing. The fact that they can't get along has a lot to do with their different base personalities. Scott is not only an authority figure, but someone who leads through opposition a lot, and he could care less if you like him or not. Wolverine responds super poorly to authority and is much more of a let's get this done, not a let's think this to death kind of person. Also a bit of a lone wolf. So they fight, be it verbally or physically, but this fight was actually because Wolverine was being influenced by the villain Sauron. Because of this, he began to hallucinate, seeing his teammates as enemies instead. This led to him tussling with Cyclops. While Wolverine was able to pin Cyclops, Scott was able to blast him off and far away and keep the fight on his own terms. People forget how strong Scott's optic blasts are. They're much more than just pretty lights. Number 9, Gambit. Now, unlike Cyclops, Wolverine and Gambit can get along and have enjoyed an easygoing friendship at times. So when these two face off, it's oftentimes more along the lines of intense sparring sessions, it's more like let's see what we each can do. Such as in Uncanny X-Men number 273, where they fought in the Danger Room before it was a person that Xavier had been keeping trapped after it developed sentience. Dark stuff. Gambit's not above fighting dirty, which he does here. They're on par, which is already saying something. Old Man Logan. This is when Gambit realizes that he can make the Danger Room kinda psych Wolverine out, and he makes it create Lady Deathstrike within it. Now, Wolverine has some pretty complicated feelings about her, and so this leads to Gambit being able to overpower him. Well played or dirty pool. You decide. Number 8, Beast. That's right, even Dr. Hank McCoy is getting on the action of defeating Wolverine. Though it wasn't by choice, Beast and Wolverine have a pretty good relationship. So this happened while Beast was brainwashed. This occurred in the Here Comes Tomorrow storyline. Beast was taken over by an entity called Sublime. Sublime is a sentient bacterial life form. Sublime finds it difficult to infect mutants, and as a result, there are rumors that he is the cause of the societal hysteria surrounding them. Although, let's be fair, in some cases it's not hysteria. When Sublime had control of Beast, it also harnessed the Phoenix Force within him, and so when Logan went to take him on, Beast was able to negate his healing factor, turning him just into a guy with some enhanced reflexes and adamantium skeleton, which is still a lot, but not as much as it could be. Beast actually killed him in this encounter, and Jean had to go back in time to ensure the incident never took place in order for him to survive it. Number 7, Storm. Storm can control the weather. She has been worshipped as a god. There's something very wrong with the world if she can't defeat Wolverine. Now, while Storm and Wolverine may at times have a romance that's kind of so out there, at least at first glance, that I love it, this didn't stop her from killing him in X-Men Forever. This was a series that in a very noirish fashion opens with a dead Wolverine. He was the shock kill, the gasp at the beginning. Who could kill Wolverine? Well, it turned out that was an evil Storm. That's who. But why though, you may be asking? Well, keep asking, because the series was cancelled, so the answer was never revealed. Number 6, Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat. Kitty is a very powerful mutant, but she wasn't always perceived that way. Her depiction has grown over time as people have really come to ponder and appreciate just how truly terrifying a phasing ability is. Kitty taking out Wolverine shouldn't really be much of a shock. In a what-if story entitled What If, Wolverine Enemy of the State, Kitty would kill Wolverine. In this story, Wolverine had fallen under Hydra control, and he was proving quite the danger, killing his former friends and allies. As a result, Kitty ended up engaging with him. Since he was so out of control, she stuck her hand through his head and re-solidified it inside, destroying his brain, and her hand was stuck in his skull since he had chopped it off. And as a result, he couldn't get it out and he couldn't heal. Ouch, and also gross. Number 5, Apocalypse. Now you would think you wouldn't just try to take on an essentially immortal, terrifying, powerful mutant with just your claws. Yeah, you might think that, but you're not Wolverine. Ultimate Wolverine decided to take on Apocalypse head on, but I mean a lot of things happen in the Ultimate Universe. Needless to say, it does not go well for Wolverine. Apocalypse is pretty similar between 616 and 1610. Wolverine gets some good hits in, but with Apocalypse's pedigree, healing factor, and other powers, Wolverine gets pretty badly beaten. Number 4, Magneto. We've talked about this many a time here on Top 10 Nerd. Magneto once ripped out Wolverine's adamantium adamantium skeleton, just separated it from his body, pulled the metal right out through the skin. While this didn't kill him, it did put him out of commission for a while. This action, while gruesome, also gave some a that actually makes a whole lot of sense. Why hasn't he done that before now? That's because he was being nice. Nice guy Magneto. This action proved to be the breaking point for Charles, who erased Eric's memory using his telepathic powers. Actually, he just erased the whole self as a person. This action would unleash a darkness in Charles, and also unknown to him at the time, merge their two consciousnesses together, eventually creating the being known as Onslaught. Number 3. Speaking of Onslaught, here he is. Once the fusion of Charles and Magneto was complete, the world was graced with Onslaught, an event that still has mixed reviews to this day. Well, however you felt about it, Onslaught was for a time described as beyond Omega level. People weren't going up against him one-on-one. No, you went in teams, and sometimes team-up teams, like the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. Wolverine against Onslaught, like a fly being swatted. Number 2, Proteus. What I'll always remember most about Proteus is Cyclops throwing coffee on Wolverine after. Proteus is the extremely powerful son of Moira McTaggart, too powerful to even boast a conventional physical form. Proteus can bend matter and reality to his will, so the best solution is obviously to take him on head on. Just jump right in there. Both Wolverine and Nightcrawler attempt this, and let's just say it goes horribly, horribly wrong. Proteus just completely unmakes them, warps them, turns them into goo and ooze, then warps the world around them. Wolverine is incredibly shaken by this encounter, for obvious reasons, and it causes Nightcrawler to have a crisis of faith. Cyclops needs Wolverine to fight, so he throws coffee on him. You have to forge your own path as a leader. And number 1, Wolverine. No, I don't mean like his demons or something poetic like that. I mean another time-traveling version of himself. Now, we've had a couple of versions straight up murder each other for the greater good, although some would argue it's always for the greater good because one of these with a zombie, you just gotta really decide. Play it by ear, basically. In the Age of Ultron, which is completely different from the MCU film, no comparison at all really, Wolverine ended up in a bit of a paradox, leaving the world with 2 Wolverines at the same time. And that's just one Wolverine too many, so one had to go. Wolverine murdered himself actually more than once in this arc, always from behind. I don't know, just there's something about that. Like, come on, look yourself in the eye. And those were 10 mutants who defeated Wolverine. Can you think of any others who should have been on this list? Let me know down below. And thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe and hit the bell notifications so that you never miss a vid. And we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.